What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 10 of the RBL 2024 season. I am your extremely hungover commissioner, Pat Barker, joined as always by the host and creator of the roast battle, Brian motherfucking Moses. We have had a fun couple of weeks.
It's good to be back, Pat.
Yeah.
Sorry about last week.
Yeah, that was tough.
I was crying in the car, and I couldn't let the audience roast me on. They'd be like, "Oh, he's high." No, he's crying, and then I didn't want the crying Moses memes like Jordan.
Yeah, no. We can't have that. I appreciate that you came today with. I like the glasses. I want to be on the record about this, but I can't wait to see what the comment section feels about this look.
Real shock G.
I like it.
Real shock G. Andre 3000. Andre no thousands.
The highly ironic Big Baller brand hoodie.
Yeah.
You got the green sunglasses.
Yeah.
You're pulling it off, man.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Thank you.
I missed you last week. Glad to have you back this week. We're in the thick of it right now. Last night we did the quarterfinals of the RBL tournament at the Netflix festival. The crowds have been insane. We've been packing out that outside joke stage. Thousands of people coming and watching. And tonight we have the semis and the finals. And also the 10-year anniversary of Roast Battle, the birthday, the wave is back, Coach T is back.
It's crazy.
It's like a family reunion, and also looking to the future of the RBL. It's been really, really cool.
It is. It is like a good meld, and it's wild how it came together at the last second. Netflix gave us a shot, to like, hey, we hear it's your 10th birthday, even though we're going to our 11th year. But like Roast Battle fashion, nothing ever gets executed on time.
And it's also true Hollywood to pretend that we're younger than we are in public.
Ooh, commish. Talking trash. Yeah, so everybody's there. Gigi's there, so you got generations of haters with her in Mexico, and then you got the wave, They've got babies now, and they got baby mamas, and Coach is there. It's almost like we didn't skip a beat, man. And then you've got the RBL, right? So it's not just like the old school battlers. We're not showcasing the old battlers. It's like we're showcasing this new generation, this league, and we're showcasing the best. Been a lot of drama.
A lot of drama?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, no spoilers. I'm just saying there's been some drama happening in these rounds of the RBL USA tournament.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Yesterday with a certain Chicago battler moving on.
Yeah, unfortunate situation. And the spoilers are whatever. If you're following me on Instagram at RBL Commish, you've already seen who won all the battles. And if you're not, you should be. Yeah, there was an unfortunate Connor McSpadden, roast battle legend, moved on from the first round, but was unable to continue. But things pop up, and Katie Kincaid, who now was supposed to face him, is moving into the Final Four. But she also, and this is what I love about this community, it's like we found out we were losing that battle on basically 3 hours notice, and I called Paige Wesley and I called Katie Kincaid, and I said, would you guys do an exhibition match just to put on a show? And they were like, yeah. 3 hours notice. Let's do this thing. And
they put on an absolute show.
Yeah, they were great, man. They were great. So, yeah, a little bit of controversy, some tough judging calls. JP McDade and Patrick Depari went double overtime and was a tough call, but maybe the best battle of the tournament so far.
Styles make fights, and I think we've been talking about this all week. And it's outdoors, right? So the acoustics, they kind of. It dissipates. There's no it's not bouncing off the walls. It's not a low ceiling. A dingy comedy club. That clever, quick, sharp, quick-witted thing. It works, but that real big punchy buzzwordy stuff just kind of knocks them out.
But it's also been different crowds each night. Like on night one, Patrick got big pops from being basically yeah, I fucked your mom. That was the extent of the joke.
Yeah.
He would use it as a rebuttal. He's like, that's not what your mom said. And everybody went nuts. And then night two, John Ajoda tried to open with a similar type of thing, and it got nothing.
Yeah, they were hip to it.
Yeah. So, different crowds, different nights. You never know what's going to work and what's not. I was talking to Leah Kajanian, this morning about that. It's like when you go into something like this, we had the belly room figured out. If you came to me in 2018 and you're like, hey, is this joke going to work in the belly room? I could tell you definitively, yes or no. I don't know what's going to work.
It's like the old Boston Garden. It's like there's a dead spot here. I kind of push a guy over here so he can dribble there and I get the steal,
Exactly. Yeah. And now it's it's so unpredictable what's going to work and what's not. And sometimes the hard shit works. Sometimes the goofy shit works. And,
Oh, yeah.
But
I thought my boy Nate was gonna kill him with that, big pun. I thought he was gonna kill him with it, but
he moved on. That battle was a little bit underwhelming. But had it happened on night one, Nate Welch and Patrick Depari might have been the battle of the night.
Might have been like fireworks, noise ordinance, because it's outdoors.
You don't know, but we had 16. We're down to the final 4. We have the top 4 American cities from last season still represented. Nate Welch from LA against Katie Kincaid from Chicago on one side of the bracket. John Ajota from New York. Heather Keith from Austin, Texas on the other side.
Dude, John just keeps getting in Final Fours.
He's great.
He's a monster. I love
He's great,
that guy.
man. Yeah. And he always delivers. Him and Omid had a really good battle last night.
Slugfest.
Yeah, he's run through now Leah and Omid, so a couple of LA legends.
Yeah.
He has earned his way to the Final 4.
Slaughtering his own.
Yeah.
Middle Eastern people.
I was thinking about that. That might have been the first all-Indian battle I've ever seen.
Really?
At Roast Battle, yeah.
Wow, Pat, you got to get out more and see more Roast Battle.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure in 2 years we're gonna have like the
AI
RBL Nepal or whatever.
I can't wait. Bangladesh, yeah.
I'm here
Bangkok,
for it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. What do you say we jump into some battles this week?
I'm down.
All right. So as always, we do not watch battles 7, 6, or 5 here in the studio. We will analyze the top 4 battles, but these are the top 7 of the week. And for the second consecutive week, due to being really, really busy with all of the Netflix as a joke stuff, I have not seen any of these battles.
What?
The ranking committee picked them. I have no idea what I'm about to walk into. So we're both going to be watching them for the first time. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. The number 7 battle this week comes to us from Toronto. And it has a couple of names that I have never seen before. Lily Langan and Moira LePage. It's number 7 this week. Here it is.
All right. Moira actually used to be a historical interpreter. Yeah, I'm sure it was really easy to interpret ancient history when you were there for most of it. How's that dino dick taste, yo bitch? Good.
Honestly, you look older than I do. Lily's name, a flower, is ironic because she's been single for so long, nobody wants to pick her. No one's even willing to water her tulips or dig through her bush.
Moira's parents got divorced when she was 28. Yeah, they wanted to wait until all the kids moved out of the house, but they didn't anticipate Moira's loser ass living at home till she was 28.
That's just sad.
Tell me about it.
Lily was bad at school, so she got a breast reduction. It was her only chance to change her F's to a C+. Her mom was proud, but her dad was disappointed.
I don't remember your dad complaining, so.
I do.
Moira's been dating her boyfriend for 16 years. Yeah, they really want to get married, but they legally can't until he turns 18.
I pay our rent with babysitting money. Lily said her dream is to sleep with a member of the Blue Man Group. Fortunately for her, she's off to a great start as it looks like one has already come on her face. She gives new meaning to blue in her face.
So that was the number 7 battle of the week. Toronto picking up a point in the International West Division as they try to gain ground on division leader Scotland. We will now move a little bit south into the United States, and we go to American East leaders, Chicago.
Let's go.
Chicago off of the countdown for a couple of weeks after an insanely strong start. They rebound this week with a number 6 battle. This is Peyton Ruddy against Mr. Derek. Great name. Here it is.
Mr. Derek talks about how growing up, everyone was afraid of his mean German dad. Yeah, I'd be pretty scared too if my dad was Adolf Hitler, you know?
The strudel was amazing, though. It was amazing strudel. Baked by Jews. I don't know, before I begin, I think we need to acknowledge the baby elephant in the room. Peyton's wardrobe was made possible by the Parachutist Guild of America.
That was the end of it?
That was the end. Go, buddy.
He was like, I got a good one. You're fat. Okay. Hey. It's nice that Mr. Derek is, following in the footsteps of his father, a struggling artist. Adolf Hitler painted before he killed Jews. He was not good at it. He was better at the other thing.
I don't know. Killing's an art, my friend. It is an art. It was very creative. Listen, Peyton does very, very well with the women. Until they find out he's not a lesbian.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. You're laughing too hard at that one. Too much. I have a penis. Oh, by the way, Mr. Derek, if your first two jokes don't work, don't worry. Third Reich is always a charm. You're a Nazi.
All right, got it. I'm all out of Nazi comebacks. I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd do 3 in a row, but you know what?
Yeah, we didn't think you would do 6 million, so.
I didn't kill them. By the way, don't let Peyton's size fool you. He's very, very agile and athletic. In fact, in 2019, this man competed in the Run with the Bulls in Palermo, Spain. 5 people died. Needless to say, he's not allowed to run anymore. El Toro Loco is not welcome in Spain anymore.
I love how he's like, enough with the Nazi jokes. You're standing like Hitler at the Olympics right now. You're standing like Jesse Owens just dissed you. You're like, oh, that black guy is going to get it later.
Nazi jokes. Just stop. All right? Just fucking stop. You will stop with the Nazi jokes! You don't stop with the Nazi Sorry.
Forgive him. He's on meth and wants to kill every Jew ever. Is it my turn? Is that the... Mr. Derek is actually divorced, yeah. Wouldn't that make him Ms. Derek? He's a pussy.
This is very hard because I really do like Peyton. He's a good friend. I actually like everything about him. Even his name, Peyton. Reminds me of my favorite football player, Walter Payton. Although it'd be hard to imagine that guy running with a football unless it were filled with honey.
Yes.
I'm allowed 2 fat jokes. I'm allowed 2.
I think that was your third, but
that's right.
That's okay. Yes, Mr. Derek read a bunch of Winnie the Jew. I don't know. I had nothing. I thought I had something. Mr. Derek, he's a great dad. With his kids, he loves to play hide-and-seek Kyle. He doesn't like Jews. It's your turn.
I'm not from the country bombing children's hospitals, so, all right. I'm sorry to the Israelis in the room. All right, on this child killing, it's just awesome. Peyton, very impressive man. He plays the guitar. He does. He's beautiful. He's just sexy, beautiful guitar playing. He's so good. I don't know why he doesn't bring his guitar on stage, but he doesn't need a crutch, and that's good news for crutches.
Wait, were you calling me fat in that one?
No, not at all. You're very aggressive, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
You're an aggressive walker.
There's no problem. Anyway, Mr. Derek, he likes to throw big 420 parties. He's not a weed smoker or anything. 420 just also happens to be Adolf Hitler's birthday.
Is that right? I didn't know.
Is that right? Get the fuck out of here. You still got your VIP wristband on. You're like, is that right? No, I don't even.
It's in my phone.
Yes.
When Peyton was a child in school, his teacher asked him if he could solve for pi. And wait a, hang on.
Fucking retarded.
And he did. And he did solve for pi. And she said, that was very good, Peyton, and she gave him a cookie. And so it would be what kid wouldn't want a cookie? And so he very, very happy. Later in the day, he passed by his principal, Mr. Richards, and Mr. Richards said, Peyton, how's your day going? And Peyton said, I solved for pi. And he said, very good, Peyton, and he gave him a cookie. 2 cookies, it's a good day for Peyton. He gets home and his mother asks him what his day was like. And Peyton said, I solved for pi. And she said, I'm very proud of you, Peyton. She patted him on the head and she walked away. And Peyton said, where's my cookie, bitch? And she said, now, Peyton, food is not a reward. In our home, food is not a reward. We are not predators. So Peyton was a little angry at first, but he kind of took that advice to heart. And the next day, his teacher asked him if he could reduce scale of the square so that its proportions were still equivalent. And he did it. She went to give him a cookie. And Peyton said, food's not a reward in this house. And she took it to heart. She said, well, what can I reward Peyton with? And so she thought about it long and hard, and she came up with stickers. I will give Peyton stickers. So Peyton, for the rest of the year, solved one fucking equation after another, accumulated a massive book of stickers. A massive book of stickers. And one day, Peyton was walking down the road with that book of stickers. And he met jazz musician David McDavid. And David McDavid said, yo, Peyton, how you doing? What's that you got in your hand? And Peyton showed him the book of stickers. And McDavid wanted those stickers. So he said, how much you want for them stickers? Peyton said, what do you got? And being the jazz magician that he was, he pulled out a big bag of weed. And he said, I got this weed for you. So Peyton took the weed and he smoked it all. And then he got a massive bout of munchies, and you know how the rest of that story goes. Stickers are not a reward for performance.
Wow, you were really Joseph Stalin up here. Holy shit. That was a long walk for nothing. That was almost as long as Hitler was killing Jews, I think. That joke was about 1939 to 1940, whenever Jews stopped dying. I think that was...
There was a lot of Jews, Peyton. There was a lot of Jews. So.
Wow. I don't know. Is the club still open after that joke? That was crazy. I think they did last call during that. I don't know. No, I get it. Is this last joke?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
What's funny is that was his second to last joke.
I know. That was like a poem. Okay.
That was a longer walk than you've ever been on.
Yes. Okay. We get it. I snack. Find something new, folks. 24 years of this. No, it's okay. Mr. Derek is actually, he's a big fan of woodwork. Yeah, he also thought the Holocaust would work. No. I had to find something. That was my last joke.
Well, I feel like I should just leave it at that with that big long joke. That wasn't fair. So, I love Peyton. That's my ending joke.
What?
Give it up for them, everybody.
So that was number 6. Chicago adding a couple of points to their season total. New York hot on their heels. That is becoming a closer and closer race every day. Will New York gain ground today? Stick around. We'll find out. But now we go international to one of our best cities. In last year, our international division champion, London. And there's a name on here that you were really excited to see. I want you to talk about this real quick before we get to the battle. Aziz Vora is a guy we've seen on this podcast before. He had a couple of battles last season. And he's going up against a guy that I was unfamiliar with by the name of James Farmer. But you're a big James Farmer guy. Talk about that.
Shout out James Farmer. I hope he's watching this. Congratulations on the marriage, my man. And the baby. Anyway, so James is one of the head writers when we did the Roast Battle UK. He's one of Jimmy Carr's right-hand guys when Jimmy does all of his panel shows out there. So he's like a hired mercenary when it comes to writing. And that guy had a joke that went viral, I think, in like season 2 or 3 of Roast Battle UK. But that guy can write one hell of a mean joke.
I love it. And I love that he is now, doing battles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff.
It's my boy.
So without further ado, let's jump into it. The number 5 battle this week, James Farmer, Aziz Vora from London. Here it is.
I am very excited to be doing this. Like most English people on a Friday night who've had a drink, I am really looking forward to destroying an Indian. Aziz, as you can tell from his appearance, is mixed race. His dad is Indian Muslim, and his mum is a paedophile geography teacher. I'm joking, of course. Aziz's dad is Muslim. His mum is English, which means they together are responsible for the worst Muslim-English crossover since the Ariana Grande concert.
James looks like he's still not sure whether he regrets voting for Brexit. Okay.
I'm on the fence. Aziz is quite a lonely guy. I don't know that for a fact, but sort of an educated guess looking at him. Quite a lonely guy. Aziz looks like the kind of guy who sometimes sits on his own hand just so it feels like someone else is slipping the pills into the girl's drink.
James grew up in Wales and had a speech impediment up to the age of 8, right? Yeah, it was cured when the speech therapist convinced him to take the sheep's balls out of his mouth.
Aziz, for several years, worked as an English teacher in Japan, which I think everyone in the room can agree is a code for sex tourist. Obviously, that's obviously what he was doing. No one's convinced by that. He basically Aziz. Bear with me. Aziz has said, that's it, I'm back. Aziz has had unprotected sex with so many Japanese sex workers that ironically now his dick smells like sushi. He can't tell a joke, but he can tell you how much yen it is to get pegged by a samurai.
10,000.
There were 10,000 samurai.
Yeah. James recently moved from South London to Hertfordshire because even Dulwich Village has too many black people for him. He doesn't make it back to London much, but when he does, it's to shout racist jokes at a Muslim.
You find I whispered them intimidatingly, but that's fine. Aziz has a twin sister. I don't know if you guys know, but there's supposedly with twins, there's some kind of amazing connection they're supposed to have, where like if one twin feels something, the other twin feels it at the same time. So Aziz, just quickly, sorry if last night you felt like I was rimming you.
I let you in my bedroom, mate. I don't know what you were. James looks like the kind of guy that would drag his wife to an orchestra screening of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Also, James dragged his wife to an orchestra screening of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Here's a spell for you, mate. Expecto divorso. How about...
Not making me like Muslims, mate. Okay. Aziz, good. Aziz has tried to do stand-up in America, Canada, the UK, and Japan, and has failed everywhere. This guy has bombed in more countries than ISIS. Like, this isn't even a roast anymore. This is an intervention. You've got to stop comedy. You've just got to stop, mate. Like, this guy has bombed. This guy bombed. If anybody's seen his act, he bombs so aggressively, so often. He's actually been made an honorary member of the Israeli Armed Forces.
James isn't only just a massive Harry Potter nerd, he's also really into Dungeons and Dragons. He's a dwarf. Not in the game, he's just 5'6". He's actually a dungeon master, according to the boy locked in his basement.
So that was our number 5 battle. James Farmer, Aziz Vora putting 3 points on the board for London as they continue their climb upward to try to catch Manchester. They came into this week tied with Tokyo for second place in the International East. Tokyo's having a hell of a season.
They really are.
You laugh all you want, man. Those guys they're on fire. And Manchester looked like they were the surprise of the whole thing. Now they've kind of come back down to earth a little bit, and everyone's trying to catch up.
Yeah, ever since Oppenheimer came out, Japan's just been trying to come back. It's the comeback story we never knew was going to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, they have the Oppenheimer power behind them right now. Will they end up in this week's episode? Stay tuned. Find out.
I would love Japan versus LA. Some Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, dude.
As a special guest judge.
Yeah, we got to get that. His interpreter might be more available. We might be able to get that guy
through the wire, like through his Fed wire.
Yeah, judging via video phone.
Yeah.
Let's get into the number 4 battle. I'm excited to actually watch some battles. Let's get into this one. And this comes to us from Denver. It's been a rough season, rough start to the season for Denver. They had the number 6 battle a couple weeks ago, or last week, I think it was. And then this week, they come in at number 4. So onwards and upwards, Denver heading in the right direction now after a rough start. It's the number 4 battle this week. This is Jeff Stonick versus Megan DePonsu. Here it is.
Roast. I was excited for this because writing for this roast, it was the first time, I actually had to like stop and think about Megan. And I just realized it's probably going to be a lot like the roast of Tom Brady, Like I'm very handsome and Megan is a comedian, so.
Okay.
Jeff Sonic. This tall drink of cult Kool-Aid is Jeff Sonic, everybody. Jeff is sober, but he only quit drinking because bartenders refused to keep preparing his cocktails pre-gargled.
Ugh.
I taste alcohol every time I kiss your boyfriend on the lips. No, guys. This is a big battle for Megan. It's on her home turf, right? And not only on her home turf, against one of her classic rivals, a person experiencing homelessness.
Holy fuck! We gotta take the volume down on those fucking sound effects, guys.
Thank you, Jack Off Sparrow. Okay. Jeff Sonic is like a stuffed crusty pizza if the toppings were dandelions and Medicaid. Jeff Sonic is like your Bible camp counselor whose favorite summer activity was jizz baptisms.
Oh my god. Jizz baptisms. Oof.
Tom Brady kisses little boys on the lips. What can I say?
Off
I
limits,
don't
buddy.
like Tom Brady.
Football.
I don't think you understand football at all.
Football.
He understands pigskins, though, for sure.
Ooh.
Pigskins? Is that what was said? Pigskins? She bit a cop. No one understands more than pigskins. More than Megan.
I'll buy one tonight if they come up to me.
She bit a cop after having he broke up an orgy in a hotel, and who can blame him? But because Megan and I are both polyamorous, and you guys are thinking, fuck these people, and I have multiple relationships, and she has like multiple situationships, as in like situationship, as in like 911. What's your situation? What do you mean it's your boss?
Oh my goodness. This melted pile of baby doll heads is Jeff Sonic. And we love him, don't we? No, he's a Libra. Yeah, I looked up astrology for you, fucking hippie.
Libra rising, Leo house. Yeah.
He's...
I'm a flirt.
He's a Libra, which means you're calm. You don't like confrontation. You shit waterbeds comfortably. Jeff actually quit therapy because he thought throw pillows seemed too violent.
I didn't catch that word. You look like a Cartoon Network character that has sex with garbage.
At least I make something come twice. This manic pixie dream squirrel over here. Oh goodness. One summer Jeff left and came back a bisexual because he sucked one dick. And you may be inclined to judge his bisexuality, and that's fair, but that's just because you don't know how big his wife's dick is.
Ooh.
No, you guys, love is beautiful. You guys go together like fleas and ferrets.
My asshole's bleeding. For my final joke, I'll have everyone look to the bar. Quinn, the bartender, Megan's lover. When I met Quinn, he was a manager at Comedy Works, downtown, famous club. He had a full head of hair. Then he started banging this booze hound. She left her Adderall bottle out so he could find it himself and take little halvesies. And now look at him. He's chained by the ankles to that bar. He shaved his own head with his fingernails. And he insists Drake beat Kendrick. It's disgusting.
Nice.
It's disgusting.
That wasn't really a roast on me. That's just what I fuck, which is garbage. Thank you. Love you, baby.
Damn.
Now, Joseph in the Technicolor coat check over here. Fuck. I've known Jeff a long time. Like, I have. I've known Jeff since, like, the black hoodie and baggy, like, gym shorts days. I've known him for quite some time. And now he's a hip photographer who has a company called Jeff Stonick Shot It. And back then, most people would have thought it was a school. But no, Jeff likes his photographs the same way he likes his water fountains. No colors.
The only people that have made this bar more money than me is the Bills and karaoke, okay? I've produced tens of thousands of shows here, and it feels like I'm roasting my pimp. Tens of thousands.
Very good at numbers.
That was everything, everywhere, all at once. There was a lot going on there. This is so the last 2 weeks, because everybody out here has been just so busy with the Brady and then the Netflix and all that. I brought in other people to help like rank, and it's so funny to have people who normally don't do it realize in real time what a daunting process it is, and kind of like how hard it is, and like you see the discrepancies. This battle was number 1 on one person's ballot. It was unranked on another one. It was number 5. It was kind of all over the place. I don't see, it was fun. It was fun.
I mean, shout out Jeff. He's got like a Brandon Kiefer vibe.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
But like a more kind of like laid back.
Yeah, more of like a drifter, swinger, I might fuck your wife kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
It's like art school teacher, kind of like, I just kind of like live where I go,
100%. Yeah, fun battle. First time seeing Jeff. I thought he did really, really well.
And shout out Jeff. He helped us film the World Championship.
He did. Yeah. The whole crew out there in Denver was so helpful. And Megan, as was alluded to in that battle, I believe owns and runs the bar.
She's awesome.
She's great.
She's so cool.
She's super cool, and I believe that was her first official RBL loss in between the last 2 seasons. I think she was 5-0 heading into that one.
Yeah, you could kind of see like she was losing steam at the end, and she was like, "Fuck, that was really good." She could see the pop that happened, so you kind of see she got hit, and it's like you see her stumble, and then she kind of like got out of herself a little bit, and then had to get back into like the character of like roast mode. So that was interesting to see her kind of like see herself get hit and then go back into herself, kind of like. Like in Mike Tyson's Punch Out when you get hit and it's like, ooh, and you had to go right back in.
Yeah. It was cool. It was fun. It was the sound effects are just chaos, man.
It took me out of it a couple times.
We got to chill just a little bit. You're at a 12. I need you at like a 7. That's all. Also, the volume on them was so. I mean, when you're hungover, you just can't.
Sorry about
get hit in the head
Denver's
with all
like,
that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, the next week I'll be more into it.
By the way, even their sound effects altitude is high.
So fun story about the sound effects. Right, the Denver always plays one that I'm like, man, I've heard this thing before. It's like a 2-second drop, and I'm like, where do I know this from? And then it hit me the other night. It is the opening of every Pornhub video.
What?
You know how they have
I
the
don't
Pornhub
know.
original? Yes, you do. Stop it.
I'm not a Pornhub guy.
Oh man, it is. But it's like an earworm where you're like, it just worked its way in, and I'm like, where do I know this fucking thing from? And then the other night it hit me. I'm like, oh no, that's a bad sign. When
that's what I'm saying. I was like, I had no idea. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow, you just incriminated yourself.
That's okay, man.
We out here.
By the way, am I the only one watching Pornhub?
Well, not with that battle. I mean, if you like listen to that battle, I was like, Jesus, this is like a horny battle.
Yeah. There was a lot of horny energy.
Yeah, I've never actually seen a take. Like Jeff had like a new takedown where he's just like, yeah, your boyfriend doesn't say that when they make out with him. I'm like, that's different. That's a different kind of takedown we haven't seen.
That was one way to go about
That's bars.
Yeah.
You guys better watch out. Jeff's coming. He's fucking everybody.
It was there was some wild shit said in that battle, and that's how you get the number 4 battle of the week. So congratulations to Denver on that one. We are now going to move to the land of the rising sun, Tokyo, coming in at number 3, which means they are officially passing London and moving into second place in the International East Division. 10 weeks into the season, it's not a fluke. It is not. It's not a fluke. These guys, they're here to play, and this is for real. And this is a championship fight that they had recently. Their world champion, Tokyo champion Jay Yamaki, who, by the way, last night battled Shalaka Karup from London.
Whoa.
She went to Tokyo, champ versus champ. I haven't watched the battle yet. I heard it was really, really good. I can't wait. We're going to see it on here. But for this week, this is before Shalaka, Jay went against Harry Metcalf, defending his title at the Tokyo Comedy Bar. It's the number 3 battle this week. Let's get into it.
Ding, ding, ding!
Jay Yamaki looks like he's been dug up by a Victorian doctor to see if hair continues to grow on a corpse.
I can't believe I'm being insulted about my appearance by a guy who looks like he works at McDonald's as the manager and smiles on the staff. Harry looks like he masturbates with a severed doll's head. In an act he calls putting a shrimp in the Barbie.
What I look like? You look like Jesus if you turn water into cat piss.
This is coming from the human cup noodle.
I don't understand it, but I think it's true.
The most generic man.
Thanks. I'm Jay Yamaki. Jay's name before he got married was actually Whore. That's true. That's a serious. That's true.
Loves that.
Okay.
You won this guy.
All right. I think you just need to give this guy a drink to win him over. He's done. Yeah, it's true. It's Jay's name used to be H-O-A-R-E, Whore, right? That's tough. That's a tough name. But crazy though, like crazy coincidence that like, you know, he met his wife and they got married, and in the end they were both able to marry their favorite Jay Whore.
Yes, it's whore, like what Harry shouts at prepubescent girls who reject him. So Harry's mom is on Facebook, and she posts about 2 things: Harry and getting her COVID and flu shots. In other words, Harry's mom loves pricks.
She has 1 follower, this guy.
I'm always behind his mom.
Jay Yamaki means mountain tree.
Yes.
Mountain tree, that's what Yamaki means. But I wonder where that came from. Did that name come from your wife, or did it come from what you were hiding behind when you first saw her?
So, yeah, Harry has a condition where his hands shake all the time, but you don't need me to tell you he's got creepy vibes. Come on. I crossed the line.
Too far. Talking about my mom and not that. I recently Jay posted some pictures, some family pictures online with his new pet dog, a rescue dog. A lot of people said some mean things online, like, geez, that half-bred mutt, you should have put it down before you got it. It's like, guys, that's Jay's son. Be happy he has a dog to play with now.
I mean, my son genuinely says I look like my dog. Which, you can say that about Harry and his mom, really. But, so, you might think Harry's like vibrating hands are quite sexy, But sex with Harry would be like dining at McDonald's. The junk you put inside you is greasy and insufficient, and ultimately you're disappointed with the shakes.
I think you find The shakes are the best part.
The only part, really.
Jay Yamaki wants to be Japanese so bad. He really wants, to the point where Jay's son can barely speak English because he insists on only speaking Japanese at home. With his son, he's stunted his growth, he's cut it out his roots. Jay, can you please stop treating your son like a bonsai tree?
I mean, like, my son can't speak English. This guy's Australian. Activate ChatGPT. So, Harry's a humble guy. Even though his ego isn't inflated, his girlfriend is. He's never had a real BJ performed on him. The only thing he's had performed on him is inflatio. You hated that joke for some reason.
There's a name for that? Okay.
For you, it's Sundays.
No, not on the Lord's Day, Jake. Be respectful.
Stop talking about my dad like that.
So one of Jay's favorite things is getting online and researching mental disorders that he might have. That's true.
Sounds true. I love it.
He's like, oh, I might be neurodivergent. I might have this rare form of OCD.
Maybe I'm just a dick.
Oh, thank you.
I think he was talking about himself.
But Jay, I want to help you out. You just have one disorder, one actual disorder, and that's that. Whenever you get on WebMD, you get a boner, and that's the problem.
WebMDB.
Yeah, well, that should be a site, really.
So, Harry's 3 years younger than me, which might surprise him. But the fact that he's 3 years younger got me thinking. Like, if I was 3 years old right now, then that would make Harry horny.
He said it.
He thought it.
So actually, one of the conditions that Jay thinks he has is called misophonia, which is a phobia of like wet, mouthy sounds. Exactly right. Like obviously, like who wants to hear that? But is it really a phobia? Is that really? Is there? It can't be a phobia. I don't know if I like. Let's test it. Okay. So, guys, on the count of 3. Okay, we're gonna go. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. That's enough. Okay. You prove your point. Okay, we believe you. It's not just an excuse for not going down on your wife.
Nicely done.
Those words.
It's because I'm tired from going down on his.
When in doubt, I fucked your wife.
I'm from the West, so all that fish. Sorry to detract from the moment, but I just want to say that Manus over there is going back to Australia. Yeah, and it's like genuinely, from the heart, it's a shame, right? Because Manus's energy, a lot like his penis, is infectious and prone to causing trouble on crowded trains. But I feel the same way about Manus as Harry does about his hair. I'm sad you'll be gone soon. I'll miss your warmth, but at least you'll always have the bush. Thanks. All right, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that was longer than World War II.
Yeah, it was so fucking long. How many jokes did they do?
I don't know.
It felt like 10 apiece.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it because I've been a big proponent of Tokyo. I love what they're doing over there. I love Jay Yamaki. His battle with Paige Wesley last year was one of the all-time greats. I'll be back over there in September. There's rumblings that might be my next opponent over there. I would not take him lightly. I think he's great. I did not care for that battle.
Yeah, I was legitimately falling asleep. That's not right. But I did get to see more of Jay Yamaki, Russell Bland. I love my man. Weird Al Jankovic. He's funny, man. He's got a style I like because he's got really quick, swift misdirection, and then he kind of flips it on you. It's like you can't really pin him down.
Yeah.
With any joke, he can really flip anything on you, and I really he's squirrely and he's a really sharp writer. I really dig Jay Yamaki, and his opponent was worthy. I see why that was a championship battle, but that's a lot of jokes.
I honestly felt like Harry won.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
Yeah. For me,
I mean, Jay retained the title. Harry is moving back to Australia.
They gotta deport him.
Yeah. That's how they do it over there. You lose, you're gone.
Fuck yeah, Pacific Theater.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that one very much. I just didn't feel like there were enough. It's so hard, and we see it like with Scotland all the time. Like if you're asking me to invest 10 minutes into watching a thing, like there better be enough laughs for to keep me kind of
it's gonna be a movie engaged. At that point.
Yeah, and there just weren't. It was fine. It was perfectly fine, but a perfectly fine 4-minute battle is one thing. A perfectly fine 10-minute battle is a whole nother one.
Right. I guess that defines like quality over quantity.
Yeah. So I mean, I love Tokyo. I'm glad that they're making this run. I'm a big fan of like overall what they're doing, but that battle to me was not it.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. But got to see some good battlers. Jay.
Yeah.
And Harry.
There's good stuff in there. That's what I'm saying. If you distill that down to a 4-minute battle with the best stuff, it's really good. There were some fun things, and then also Jay's closer. You're calling out a guy who we can't see on camera. I know what he looks like, but if you're not in the room or you're not a super battle nerd like me, you probably don't know. The people watching this right now, that last joke meant nothing to them.
Right.
So it's an interesting thing. I mean, obviously, you're still a comedian who's writing for the room, but now that this is what this is, I think you got to take that into consideration as well.
For the people at home, he looks like Dilbert or the guy who created Dilbert. The screaming racist.
Yeah, no, the guy he was talking about is actually, dark-skinned guy with an afro.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah. That was the Bush part of the joke that made no sense to anyone watching. All right. Well, I mean, the less said, the better. They took up enough time with just the battle. Congratulations to Tokyo, number 3 this week. Imagine if you had a good battle. Probably would have been number 1.
Ouch.
Yeah, sorry. I love you guys. I just, got to take some shots here and there. Number 2 battle this week. Let's just jump right into this one. This comes to us from New York. The number 2 city in the American East Division coming into this. Hot on the heels of Chicago. That we're going to update that race in a minute. There's a lot going on there. But let's jump into the battle. This is Dave Sheehan, who went undefeated last season, going up against Talent Harris. It's number 2 this week. Here it is.
Hey. Okay. Dave looks like his arch nemesis is Daylight. I feel like he jerks off with sunscreen.
Talent's dad is one of the true OGs of comedy, and he's also very overweight, so that's 2 ways his son will never be as big as his dad.
All right, okay.
All right, just settle down. Dave told me that he's never dated anyone, and he has never been interested in dating, which is the same thing I would say if I couldn't bag any bitches.
Let's go, Talent.
Thank you, ASAP Rocky relationship with his dad.
Now we're cooking.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Right.
Talent actually once had a heart attack on stage, and the audience literally thought he had dropped dead. That was the only time he's ever gotten a standing ovation his entire comedy career. And I guess, just like him, his heart doesn't want to work either.
You look like a racist Q-tip, my nigga. Dave, he looks like a racist vampire that would die before he drinks one drop of nigger blood.
Wow.
You want him to repeat it? Stop saying what?
I can say it, guys. Don't worry.
If you rearrange the letters in Talent Harris, it actually spells anal shitter. However, you have an R left over, but he's no stranger to dropping the R at the end.
Wow. Quick.
Dave looks like a racist vampire that would commit suicide by sun just because he hates darkness so much. Okay.
The first one was better.
I recently Googled what would a cigar look like wearing camouflage, and his picture came up.
That's a new black
joke. You look like a racist Sphinx cat, my nigga.
A lot of B-sides.
I've never seen a Make-A-Wish adult before.
What the fuck? The people in the crowd.
I feel like there's more, guys. There's more. I feel like Dave's Make-A-Wish would be to meet David Duke.
How do people that age even know who that is?
He's the leader of the KKK. If you know.
Was.
Thank you, Michael B. Jordan, if the B stood for bottom bitch.
Let's go, Dave.
Talent truly believes that you cannot get a girl pregnant if you scream "Bye, Felicia" 3 times before finishing inside her.
That's funny.
God damn, there we go. We're back.
That battle had everything.
We're
what
back.
up, New York?
Yeah,
Woo!
dude. It was great, man. It was the opposite of what we were just talking about with the last battle. It was quick. It was the punches just kept coming. There was no downtime. Like, the audience was involved in a much better way. We saw Tokyo. People were like yelling shit out, and it led to like a 30-second riffing session while they tried to like figure out what was going on. This crowd was like a Def Jam crowd. The way they were just the ad libs.
You knew there were black people in there.
Oh, big time.
It was a lot of fun. I'm like, yes, because I was even like, oh, I was like, oh, my roots came out. I was like, yo, no, he didn't say that. And then Dave did like this weird thing where he like did a callback to his joke with the next joke he had just done.
Yeah.
Woo, that was like Drake dropping Family Matters and then Kendrick dropping Meet the Grams like 30 minutes later. That was crazy.
Yeah, dude. That battle had everything. Talent had some of the funniest fucking things I've heard in a minute. The first vampire joke.
Oh, man. Yeah, for the B-side.
Yeah, going back to the vampire joke with a much worse version of it was a questionable move.
Yeah.
But man, did he have some fucking great punches, and Dave was just matching them, shot for shot.
Dude, Dave, I mean, since Austin, right? He did the Mothership.
He did do the Mothership.
He's been on kind of a run out in New York. Mm-hmm. He's had a couple. I don't know if they've actually been on RBL Weekly, but I've seen them out on the Grove 34, just kind of like their battle of the week kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, Dave. And Dave's a fan of rap battle, and he's just a fan of bars.
Okay.
He loves a punchline,
Yeah.
His partner in crime is Michael Anthony Scott, and shout out Michael Anthony Scott. Moxie is his rap battle name, but he's an old roast battler from back in the LA days.
Yeah.
So
Very beginning.
So yeah, that's like I think that's how Dave got into roast battles was Mike Scott talking to him. Anyway, but Dave can write a hell of a punchline. I was excited to see that, for that. The way they executed that battle, that was a lot of good writing.
Didn't Mike Scott show up to a battle in whiteface one time and it got really uncomfortable?
In whiteface, yes, he looked like that Eddie Murphy character on the SNL.
yeah,
he was all whiteface and also showed up in a KKK outfit.
Oh yeah, that one was.
Shout out David Duke, I guess.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't realize there was that connection between Dave and Mike. That's crazy. Yeah, Dave went undefeated last season. 6-0.
You can see why.
Yeah, he's really, really good. Him and Dan Nolan were the highest ranked undefeated battlers last year, but we didn't see a lot of them on RBL Weekly. I feel like even though his record isn't as good this year, I've been seeing more of him this season already than
That's
I
what I'm
did
saying.
last year.
Yeah.
You know, and people ask me, I had a battler from Toronto hit me up and be like, what is more important to you, like win-loss record or, you know, the quality of the battles? And I'm like, I always err on the side of like RBL Weekly points.
Okay.
To me, that is the most important thing. There's a reason we don't even show the winners and losers on this, because it's all about the quality of the battles, which is the most important thing to me. And those guys, that was a banger, man.
Yeah, winning and losing is arbitrary. You got to think of it like those Food Network shows that it's competition. Nobody really remembers who wins, but everybody gets fed.
Yeah.
You know, so just feed everybody and just do a good job, and then you can make this show.
It's a great way to put it. And congratulations to New York. They've been on a tear the last few weeks trying to catch up to Chicago, and we're going to look at the standings in a little bit, but that was one of my favorite battles of the season.
That was lit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Talon Harris. Thank you, Dave Sheehan.
That was great. Now the number one battle, of course, has to follow. Sometimes remember the first Manchester one was number 2?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do I remember that?
Yeah, so tough situation for the number one battle to have to follow that, but you know what? I'm sure these guys are thrilled to be in the number one position because they came into this week with 1 point on the season. This is Cleveland.
What?
It has been a rough start to their debut season for Cleveland.
Wow.
I know how hard they're all working out there. I know how hard they're trying to land on this thing. They're obsessed with it, man. They really want to get there. And not only do they finally land on the countdown, but they do it at the number one position. This is a really interesting battle to me. This took place at the I forget, is the Rubber City Comedy Festival, something like that. Roast Battle Cleveland was there. And this is Max Sorich representing Chicago in the festival going up against Tabitha Jones from Cleveland.
Hey.
Now, coming into this battle, Max, maybe the front runner for MVP. He won the tournament. He was on RBL Weekly a lot. Tabitha, meanwhile, who we haven't seen obviously on the podcast yet this season, was 3-0. So one of the
I've seen Tabitha on the Roast Battle Cleveland Instagram a lot, kind of doing her thing a lot. So I think she's their MVP right now, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah. She was 3-0 coming into this battle, going up against the potential league MVP and Max Sorich, who also was, I believe, undefeated coming into this one, 3-0, 4-0, something like that. This was from what I hear, a really, really good battle, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Without further ado, it's the number one battle this week. Cleveland with an assist from Chicago. They're going to pick up some points too. It's Tabitha Jones against Max Sorich. Here it is.
All right, here we go. It's good to be here roasting Matilda if she can only levitate donuts into her mouth. Wait a second, Tabitha, if you're here, who's serving lunch to the inner city youth?
Damn.
Kyle.
Nice.
Yeah, if you know Kyle, that makes sense.
When Max and I were first talking to prepare to roast each other, he listed his musical interests as EDM and alternative and his hobbies as running and lifting. I treaded very lightly after that because I've been on the internet long enough to know that if I didn't agree with his every thought and opinion, he was just going to call me a fat bitch and tell me to kill myself. And I had to leave him with some material for tonight.
Yeah, I like EDM, but tonight EDM stands for Enormous Dyke Woman. Man, fuck. There would've been so much
Yeah,
more
what this crowd knows is I love dick! Out of towners.
Do you all know her? That's insane. Tabitha, she likes to go for long walks, but she doesn't run because if she ever gets out of breath, she'll huff and she'll puff and she'll blow your house down.
Thank you, Daniel Toshpoint. Oh my God, do I have my pepper spray on me? Sorich is a really fitting last name for Max, seeing as every woman he fucks ends up as the doctor describing her symptoms as sores and itch.
That's good.
Waiting for
At least people don't look at me and assume I have sore itches. That needed more credit. All right. Tabitha claims to be a liberal, which I think is funny considering she looks exactly like the Republican logo.
Yeah, that's cute coming from Colin Jost's morning shit.
Damn.
Max has a tattoo of a geometric wolf on his thigh, which is pretty gay. I think if Max were actually gay, he'd be a special type of gay man. You know, the one to give you a toothy blowjob and still call you a slur afterwards. Yeah, keep looking at him. Think about it.
All right. It was pretty good. Anyway, Tabitha looks like if a Muppet grew skin. Tabitha's actually, she's never been to Europe. She's kind of worried she'd stick out because of the size thing there. But actually, I think Tabitha would fit in. You wouldn't even be able to tell her apart from the rest of the Baltic Islands.
It's so nice to be here roasting a chain smoker's song that gains sentience. Listen, guys, I'd love to give Max some grace and say he only looks like the kind of guy that doesn't understand what's so bad about taking a condom off in the middle of sex. But Max also looks like the kind of guy that would say, listen, I'd never hit a woman, and those 3 times I was arrested don't count.
I don't use condoms.
Cool.
It's good to be roasting a Snow White Castle. Tabitha is the real reason 6 is afraid of 7, because once upon a time, this 6 ate all 7 dwarves.
Thank you, American Apparel Psycho.
Oldie but a goodie.
Guys, if Max is here, who's feeding cats to ATMs downtown? No, Max is actually super talented. He's very multifaceted. You know, he's able to be as terrifying as a date rapist while being as charming as a date rapist.
Yeah.
All right. Good battle. Number 1 battle this week.
Shout out all the roast battle hosts for not being able to fucking know what the 5 shows
I was just thinking that. Is that validating for you?
It's in all of our DNA.
Yeah.
Shout out all my boys out there and ladies out there hosting this show. It's in our DNA. You know, it's hard to. If people are doing rebuttals and they're doing, you know, salutations. Thank you, such and such, and hey, do you know this guy over here, such and such? Hold on, that's my rebuttal. It's like, you know. We don't know sometimes, man. It's tough out there. It's the line of fire, you know?
Yeah. Would you rather, if you have to fuck it up, would you rather be like hesitant to jump in and have them turn to you and be like, that's 5, we're done?
I want them to keep going. I mean, sometimes, there was I think last Tuesday somebody made a joke like, Moses tried to save you, I was cutting y'all off, and y'all kept going, and it was like, I'm like, no, I think it's better to overshoot than under with this thing. You know, they get it all out.
Yeah. I thought this was a lot of fun. I thought it was a really good battle. Nice to see Tabitha like featured on the podcast as part of, we had her in the run up to the season when we introduced Cleveland. We watched one of her battles. This is the first one, I believe, of the season. She's a fun character, man. She's got a really good disposition up there. Really good character, I think.
Yeah, she's got this like, I guess Daria with like a serious eating disorder. And then she's going against like a person she clearly battles all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she's right. Max is like the epitome of the internet. So it was like, she's like, I deal with this all the time. So that was a fun, the tension was fun with them, you know, like, I saw a good flip that Tabitha did where she was just like, this crowd knows I love dick. I'm like, oh, she flipped being called a whore too many times or whatever. You know, that was fun. So
yeah, she was in control of the room very clearly. It was a road game for Max.
Definitely.
You could tell that that guy is pretty unflappable. But there was definitely a moment where he was like, do you guys all know her?
Right. You ever see the Ted Bundy movie?
No.
I think he says, that's almost like, I felt like that. It was just like, he was like, wait, are you guys all here right now? I can't kill her in front of everybody. It felt very Bundy like there. He's just like, I can't murder her here. I have to wait till she gets to the car.
Well, she went to the car with a 4-0 record. She took the win in that battle. Max Sorich dropped to 4-1. They are tied for the league lead in wins. Tabitha and Max atop the leaderboard with 4 apiece. Max, by the way, that is his 4th RBL battle in the first 10 weeks of the season. He had 3 last season. He's been 7 times on the podcast now. He's just an entertaining battler. Every time he gets up there, you know, win, lose, or draw, always puts on a show.
Lucas Sorich just scoring them points. I like his flow, man. He's got a good flow about him. It's like every time he's on, I can just listen to Max probably say anything, and it's just like, he's like, and it's fun, man. He's like that talent in Dave Sheehan. I could probably hear those guys say anything. Max has got that same kind of flow of like, I could probably listen to you guys say anything.
What I love about Max is he owns the character that he has. He's going to go in and be kind of like, by nature, he's going to create an underdog situation for anybody he goes against. You know what I mean? Where it's like, we want to see this guy lose because he's too pretty.
Yeah. 80s bully, Glenn Powell, but like evil. Yeah,
big time. And he just owns that. And he's so good. He's such a good joke writer. He's able to overcome it, as evidenced by winning the Chicago tournament. You know,
it's got some Lou Miziano vibes to it.
A little bit, a
little bit of heel.
There's very few successful, pretty roast battlers. This is an ugly man's game.
Yeah.
So I really respect when someone who is conventionally attractive can also be really good at roast battle.
Hell yeah. Shout out Max Sorich.
Yeah, JP McDade, all those kind of guys.
Yeah. I mean, now we're just, that's just your preference. Right? Now it's getting subjective.
Okay. All right.
JT is objective.
Are you saying JP McDade is not handsome?
No, JP is objectively handsome.
Okay. Good. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, I just got sunned into saying JP's handsome.
Yeah, well, put some fucking respect on his name.
No.
Let's take a look at the standings now before we get out of here, and we'll start with the international division. Not a lot of movement in the international West. Only Toronto putting a point on the board today as they move a little bit closer to Scotland. The East is way more interesting. Manchester still holding on to that lead, but not increasing it at all. Everyone is playing catch up. It's the closest division we have right now. Tokyo now only 4 points back. London 6 points out. And Australia is also there. I don't know what else you want me to say about them. Moving over to the American division now, we see a lot of movement here. Not so much in the West. In the West, pretty stagnant this week. LA, Austin, and the Bay Area all missed the scoreboard. Denver picks up 4 points. They move a little bit closer.
We're up that West.
Yeah, you just want to see. It's way better to see an 8 next to your name than a 2.
Yeah.
You know, so congrats to Denver. They're making strides. The East is crazy. This is the one. 10 weeks in, dead heat.
Wow.
Dead heat. New York gets 6 points for the number 2 battle. Chicago gets 5.5 because they had their own battle at number 6. They were featured in that Cleveland battle. So we have a dead heat, 37.5 points, 10 weeks into the season. This is going to be a crazy race going the rest of the way. And then Cleveland
up, dude. Wow, Chicago.
Yep.
Wow, you had the head start because of that tournament, and then you cooled the fuck off after that tournament.
Yeah. Do you want to? And by the way, Cleveland picks up 7. Shout out to Cleveland. Atlanta. Yeah. We got to get you on the board
goose
at
egg.
some point. Still a goose egg 10 weeks in is wild. But congrats to Cleveland on that number 1 battle. Can I get you on record now? Where's your prediction? 10 weeks in, you've seen Chicago, you've seen New York. We are dead even.
For the America East?
Yeah. What do you think? I won't even ask you because we got a long way to go the rest of the season. What do the next 10 weeks hold? Who do you think has the momentum right now?
Man, that is a great question. It feels like when there's festivals and there's tournaments, guys really seem to pick up points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know what that means. Maybe Atlanta needs to like put a tournament together and figure it out.
Not a bad idea, honestly.
But as far as the next 10 weeks, New York, man, they just keep slugging it out and they just keep picking up points every week. I mean, they may jump into number 2 slot, be the number 7 slot, but they've been in there every week, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's about. You know,
Yep,
Chicago kind of cooled
consistency.
off for 3 weeks, and now New York's tied. So I think New York is so consistent. I think they kind of overtake that America East.
Okay.
So that's what's up, Chicago.
Very interesting. And let's also get your prediction. Where are we at the next 10 weeks in the International East Division with Manchester, Tokyo, London? 10 weeks from now, what does that look like?
I love me some Manchester, but London just I'm never gonna count out London. I mean they have a depth of talent, and Manchester is like they're rookie of the year. I'll give them that. I mean they've got sharp tongues, but London, man, they just have consistency and they have a depth of talent.
Yep.
Sorry, Tokyo. I don't know what you guys are. I mean you guys are. Yeah, I don't know what you're playing with house money.
Yeah, no, I mean, they should feel really, really good about where they're at right now. I don't think anyone was thinking they'd be ahead of London 10 weeks into the season. And by the way, running basically the same amount of shows. They're both running monthly, so it's not like there's any advantage there.
Yeah.
Tokyo is just ahead of London, fair and square.
Montreal's fucking killing me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Montreal. Thanks. I predicted you to be like rookie of the year, like Manchester, and look at them. They're taking all your shine. You have 3 points. You're doing better than Atlanta, but you're like the Atlanta or the Australia even of your division.
Yeah. You just gotta, we gotta step the game up. I don't want to have to relegate.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to.
Like Barcelona, I don't know where they've been. They're still 7 points ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, and Barcelona is still, they're at least sending stuff in. Montreal, I think, had to cancel one of their shows recently because they're like, it was just, it wasn't happening. We had to push it back. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound great. So get it together, guys. If you have fewer than 6 points 10 weeks into the season, get it together. At the very least, we should be seeing the battles. You should be sending them in. If you're not, nobody to blame but yourselves.
It's French Canada. Tell your audiences to stop being cowards.
Yes, exactly. All right, that is it for me this week. Week 10 of the season in the books. We'll be back next week. I will not be hungover. I will be professional. I will be ready to go. But for now, we still got one more night of the Netflix Festival. We're going to be out there tonight. Shout out to everyone who's come to the shows. It's been just an insane, so fun. So I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
Let's roast!